Ho, ho, ho. What do you know, Dr. Pat? It's good to see you back.
I know, the psychic and the dock reindeer. Hold on, let me get this microphone thing up here. Got to make sure that's close. Hey, we got a great show for today. Mark Anthony, of course, is the psychic lawyer and psychic explorer. And I'm Dr. Pat, the host of the Dr. Pat Show, and a bunch of other things. But most importantly, love to help people be their best. Today, we got a very special show, and it is a live call-in show. We like to do this show at this time of year. It's not that we don't like to do this show a lot. What are you drinking there, Mark?
I am drinking green tea with...
Oh, my gosh. Sure you are.
And a shot of bourbon.
Yeah.
Gotta have some spirits for the spirits.
And
I'm glad that you brought that up, because the way I approach spirit communication, certainly, and this goes for the recipients too, if no alcohol before the reading. Afterward, if you want to get plastered, have at it.
Yeah.
But before, your brainwave frequency is crucial to drawing the spirits in, and they zip back and forth between us. And so you've got to be more receptive, because I've done readings where people show up and they're like, oh, I had a couple glasses of wine and I won't do it, because yeah, the wine may relax you physically, but it's lowering your brainwave activity and makes it more difficult for the spirits to communicate. Plus, I feel that it's disrespectful to the spirits to show up wasted for a spirit communication session.
Well, one of the other things too to talk about today is that why is this show so important? And one of the reasons that, Rocky, you've got to probably mute yourself. I think we're picking up your background. One of the things that I totally get about all this is is a time of year that is now accentuated. People are like, who's Rocky? Rocky is our silent producer. And by the way, thank you guys so much for the beautiful flowers back here. And thank you. It was Bothell Florist that sent them. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mark? Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful flowers. Thank you so much for sending that to me. As I mentioned to everybody, I had a little procedure done. And as you could tell, I'm back.
Yay.
Yeah, we can't let a surgical device hold me down. But one of the things that we're doing today is we're bringing the connection to people. That's why we said this is a live caller show. What do you think about this show and why it's important to connect people at this time of year?
This time of year is particularly painful, whether you're celebrating Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, or just even if you don't believe and you see all the festivities and the lights and the celebration, because Christmas time is and Hanukkah, the holiday season is supposed to be a time of joy, love, family, and togetherness. But it can also be extremely painful reminder of who we've lost in our lives. Yep. And things that we don't have. And the most important thing we don't have are our loved ones.
Yep.
And certainly this year, 2020 I don't think I'm really going to be too nostalgic about 2020. I don't think a lot of people will. This has been a very difficult year. Millions of people are out of work. Over 300,000 Americans to date have died from COVID, more than all the military casualties of the United States in World War II. And that's very significant. And so this show, the psychic in the doc is important because it's about healing, inspiration, togetherness, and connection with loved ones. And so this holiday episode, Dr. Pat and I called it United Spirits of the Holidays. Why? Because that's the point of this show. We are going to unite you with the spirits of your loved ones during this holiday season, which for many people can be very painful.
Yeah. And that's why we dedicate this show. Now, for those of you out there, I want you guys to know,
I didn't see it laying out. So I
that,
thought maybe you had it.
okay, is that Kellen talking now? Who's talking over here?
I think we're
I
bleeding.
hear, I hear the spirits are talking to us. I think we need to go to the phone right away. Let's go ahead and go to the phone. Kellen, who do we have first to connect with us? I've been hearing voices for about a week, so just saying.
I believe we have Debbie as our first caller.
Hey, Debbie, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi, Debbie, you there? Hi, Debbie.
Yes, yes. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Debbie.
Can
What
you
can I
hear
do
me?
for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. How you doing tonight, Debbie?
I'm good. I'm looking for a message from a brother.
Okay, hold on.
And-
Now, when I open up
sure.
to frequency, sometimes the person that you want to hear from the most may not be the first one in. So, we may get your brother, we could get somebody else, but I am getting a male energy coming through. And what I'm getting, Debbie, is I'm feeling a lot of pain in my throat, particularly around my Adam's apple. Now, when I say I mean, this is one of the identifiers that the spirit is transmitting to me. So I'm getting a lot of pain. It feels like a really, really, really bad sore throat, like strep throat. And I'm getting this sense that, God, it almost feels like he could have been on a ventilator or intubated or some type, because this is a very unpleasant sensation. I feel like I got tubes going up my nose, something going down my throat, and I get this nauseated sensation. Now, nausea is an indication that he may have been having difficulty eating and or holding down food prior to passing, but it can also be one of my cancer indicators. So let me see.
Thyroid cancer.
He died from cancer. Okay. All right. So,
Thyroid cancer. Yes.
okay. He had, I'm sorry, you said thyroid cancer?
Correct. He couldn't
Okay.
eat.
And he couldn't eat. Okay. So we got your brother. He's given me the identifiers. And one of the first things he's handing you a Nestle's candy bar. And it's the one, what's the one with the little Rice Krispies in it? The crispy, crackly, I
Yes.
forget what you call it. Yeah. Does that particular candy bar make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
I lived on chocolate. I lived on chocolate in the hospital when he was going through that.
Okay. So he's
Chocolate
handing
and
you.
adrenaline.
Okay, so he's handing you one of those Nestle's crackle. I think it's called a crackle bar, and
Yep.
okay, good. Boy, he is a good communicator, coming right out of the box, communicating this. And he said, "Put down the chocolate and pick up an orange." Interesting. What's with you and oranges? Oh, she's laughing. Okay, so what's going on with the oranges?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Yep. I have 3 in the fridge right now.
you what?
I have 3 in the fridge right now.
You have 3 oranges in the fridge right now. So the reason he's
Yep.
bringing that up is, number one, he's telling you to turn to more healthful alternatives. But secondly, he's letting you know that he's around you and aware of what's happening in your life when they bring up details like that. And he said that you're a real trooper, and he said he could see the fear and the upset in your eyes and how you're always fighting tears watching him. He said, he was dying. He says a drop at a time. He said he was dying an inch at a time, a drop at a time. And he said that your bravery and your courage carried him through. And this is very interesting, what memory he's accessing in my mind. I don't know if you and he were particularly religious, but he is showing me an image of Jesus carrying the cross and stumbling, and Veronica wiping the face of Christ. And he is likening you and comparing you to Veronica, that during his inevitable suffering and the inevitable physical death that was coming, you offered him a moment of peace and relief and compassion and love. So, Debbie, he wants to acknowledge that. I'll tell you, the two of you have had in this world and have, as a spiritual relationship, such a beautiful connection. He could not possibly love you more.
Wow.
Wow, thank you. This was my fiance. This was not my brother. This was my fiance that died of thyroid cancer 5 years ago. November 23rd.
5 years. So your brother. Okay. So see, because you said you want to talk to your brother, and then this gentleman came in. Let's see if we can get your brother
Right.
now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Male energy coming through, and I'm getting a jolt right through my body. Now the jolt, I almost feel like an electrical shock. So what this could indicate is an abrupt and quick passing. And I almost feel that there is a neurological component to it. This could be convulsions. This could be a seizure, but I'm getting a shock wave going through my body, and I am tasting a lot of blood. Now, by tasting blood, that doesn't always mean that there was a massive bleed out. This could indicate an internal hemorrhage as well. Okay, does this make any sense to you? All right, yes. In what way? Yes. Okay. How did he pass? Was this in an accident? It's okay. Take a second.
Sure.
This is very, very difficult. Take a deep breath. Relax.
He died of a gunshot to the head. We don't know if he was alone.
Okay, so the reason I felt that it could be a car is simply because of the shock wave, but quick. Tasting the blood, that does make sense. Okay. He said he really was trying to get away from this. He really was trying to get away. And the getting away has a twofold message, not just getting away from the assailant, from the murderer, but getting away from the behavior pattern that put him in that place at that time. And he says he wants you to know that. And he says, and this time it was genuine. It was genuine and with sincerity.
Was he alone?
Hold on. Well, there were three people there, and I'm not sure if the third person was with him or was with the killer. Okay. But it feels like there were two males and a female there.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Wow. Okay.
All right. Let me, hold on. I know this could sound weird. Have you been having any plumbing issues? Like anything getting backed up, plumbing issues?
No.
Interesting, because he keeps showing like plumbing, like toilets getting backed up, some type of issue with plumbing.
Yes. Yesterday, yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, that would be a yes. Okay, and let me explain why that's so important, Debbie. When a spirit gives me a message of an explanatory or advisory nature, and you asked, were there three people there? And he told me two males and a female. He was one of the males. The killer was the other male. There was a female present. That's the advice and explanation. But then when the spirit immediately follows that up with an objectively verifiable fact, yesterday you had a toilet backup. That's what he brought up. That verifiable fact of the toilet backing up is how the spirit lets you and I know that we have properly received and interpreted the message before that. So if for not only for you, but for all the callers, if during your reading I go verifiable fact following a message, that is how the spirit is letting you and I know that we properly received and interpreted. In other words, we got it. Dr. Pat, what insights can you offer?
I think the insight for me is, first of all, I really want to honor, I just want to honor the courage of our caller, our fabulous, loyal listening audience, and for calling into the show and expressing this and, sharing this level of vulnerability. Because Debbie, one of the things for sure is that we follow each other's pathway to healing in many, many, many ways. And what that means is, by you calling in, I just want to say something to you. you opened up in a way that is allowing thousands of people right now, either watching this show live or watching it after, step into a place and allowing this time of year, allowing ourselves to be all we could be and feel all we feel, and honor those people that are with us and may not be with us in body. So that's really what I want to say. And I want to thank you for doing that.
Thank you,
That's
Debbie.
very kind.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Mark, I want to take a short break.
Sure.
And when we come back, we're going to go right to the phones. We got Doris waiting. We got Angie waiting. We'll find out where they're from. But we're going to take a quickie, as we like to say. And when we come back, I'm going to give you lots of information about Mark, where you can find his books, who he is, all of the above. Yeah, and I'm just going to be here with my antlers. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome everybody to the Psychic and the Doc. I am Dr. Pat. And, look, this is what I do. For those of you that always text me after the show and ask me, what do you like docking in? Like, are you sitting on the dock of the bay? Wasting time? Or watching time slip away? Is that what you're... Oh my God, I could go so off on this, Mark, but I won't.
It's funny.
I could go so off on that right now.
Well, it's like when people ask me, what do you mean you're a psychic lawyer? The media labeled me that. I was in New York City and this one media outlet, they said, you're a psychic and a lawyer, you're the psychic lawyer. And it stuck.
Yeah.
And then people say, well, what is a psychic? What would you do? Do you do legal problems for spirits? It's like, let me tell you something. If there is a legal system on the other side, I'm going to start believing in hell.
Oh God, Mark Anthony, listen, psychic lawyer or not, how do people find out about you? Let's give them your website, and then we need to go to get a lot of these people calling in. So we're going to play the breaks by ear. But for now, people want to get a hold of you.
Sure. Go to my website, which is evidenceofeternity.com, which is just like my book, Evidence of Eternity. And you can sign up for a phone reading. You can find out about my books, Never Letting Go and Evidence of Eternity. Please sign up for my newsletter, because that will keep you up to date on the episodes for the Psychic and the Doc. And you can also follow me on social media there at evidenceofeternity.com.
Boom. All right. Kellen, let's go. Who do we have next to join us here today?
All right, guys, we have, it looks like Doris. And
Doris.
Yes.
Hi, Doris. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, thank you. And I'm glad that you're better from your surgery.
Thank you so much.
Mark, I'd like to see if anything is coming through from my granddaughter.
Okay, hold on. Is your mom on the other side, Doris?
Yes, she is also, yes.
Okay, because
Yes.
as soon as I heard your voice, a female energy that feels like a mom came through. So we're going to get to your granddaughter in a second, but your mom wanted to pop in and say hello, and that she said that you got to take better care of what's going on with your fingers. What's going on with your fingers? I'm getting like this numbness, tingling, or some type of discomfort with your hands and with your fingers. What's going on, Doris?
I had, but it's better.
Okay. Well,
I had tingling. Yes.
That's fine. Okay, you don't have to divulge your, anything private, but you see, that is your mom's, the spirit of your mother, letting you know that she's around and aware of what's happening, and she's keeping an eye on you. So she's looking out for you. Now, younger female coming through, and what I'm getting with her is I feel like the room is spinning around. I feel dizzy. I feel disoriented, and I feel like I'm shaking. And like in the previous reading, I said that I felt like a nauseated sensation. I'm getting that as well, but this feels quite a bit different. It's almost like a sensation of the dry heaves. So dizziness, disorientation, a frenetic sensation, intense nervousness, shaking, tremors, and I feel like I want to vomit. and I feel very, very hot, almost like I'm burning up with a fever. Do any of these symptoms make sense in association with her passing?
Burning.
Burning in
fire.
what way?
Died in a fire.
Okay, so pretty much I would say all of that is making sense because first off, the burning, the sensation, the frenetic, she was terrified, obviously. And, you know, certainly spirits always come through and they give me the physical sensations of how they passed. What we need to understand is they're not trying to upset anyone. This is how they're establishing contact with me and giving us identifiers. So this, you know, certainly the room spinning around, that would be the low oxygen, the frenetic energy, the shaking, the tremors, and the sense of like getting the dry heaves could have been difficulty breathing, in addition to the sheer terror. She does want you to know that she succumbed to smoke inhalation before, and so she went unconscious and she did not feel the actual burning. So she wants to make that very clear, but she is indicating that from the post, I guess, fire, the coroner's exam, there was smoke in her lungs. So she was breathing for a limited period of time after she passed out and then physically died. And she said she knows this is very, very upsetting for you, but she also is indicating to me that she comes to you quite often. And she said that you are extremely sensitive to the presence of spirits, and that the way you get it, you get this tingly sensation on the back of your neck, below your ears, and in your upper shoulder area, and the area of the trapezius in the back. Does this make sense to you?
It does now, yes.
Ah, so you've been feeling that and thinking about her and wondering if that's her, right?
I didn't know, but I'm connecting that now.
Okay. See, this is a very important message from her. So she is reaching out to you. And what happens is,
Yes.
while not everybody is a medium, everybody is capable of a mediumistic experience. And so what's been going on, Doris, is, you know, you wanted to hear from her. So you're putting that out there. Well, spirits pick that up. She's coming to you. And now you know how to interpret the initial contact. And she said that you, even though that she passed in a fire, that you still honor her with a candle. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's lit right now on the desk. Yes.
And so that's verifiable fact following the message, remember from the other
Yes.
reading. So she's letting you know that she's around you and aware of what's happening by showing an image of the candle. Then it's the verifiable fact that she is reaching out to you. Okay. She said to me that you were one of the most important people in her life. You always understood her. You showed her love. You showed her understanding. You showed her compassion. And the interesting thing is, yes, you're her grandmother, but I feel that the way she looked at you, Doris, is that you were more like a mother. I'm not saying that you replaced her mother, but there was more of a mother-daughter connection with you than just grandmother, granddaughter. Does that make sense to you?
100%.
And you know, that's why your mother came through first, because your mom just stepped back in, and your mother is explaining to me that the two of you never minced words. You were very direct with each other, but that love in your family was real tight. And so she wanted to let you know that when your granddaughter transitioned to the other side, she said, I'm watching out for her too. So the two of them want you to know that they're together in addition to many other spirits. And not only are they together, but they are watching over you. And by the way, your mom and your daughter are telling me that you are not taking very good care of yourself, that what you're eating lately is not good because you're eating a lot of foods that you call, oh, it's comfort food. I'll deal with it later. I'll diet later. Well, they're saying, yeah, we'll knock it off. So that's what they're letting me know. Does that make sense to you?
ice cream breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, Santa Claus, they know when you've been sleeping. They know. Hey, I mean, come on, it's Christmas. So, we got to throw that in. But the thing is, Doris, they are around you. They are letting you know that they love you, and they don't want you to develop health problems from poor eating habits. And let's face it, a snickerdoodle tastes a lot better than broccoli. I mean, it's just, come on, Dr. Pat. It's time for you to dive in the deep end of the pool here.
Well, first of all, thank you for calling in. And, there's something that happens when we get information. I want to just share this. You're talking to your story, and I'm listening to Mark. And I thought for a minute he was talking about my mom. And, and I just realized feeling the sensation of what he was saying is so powerful that I would encourage you to get some relief from that. And the reason I say that is my mom died in a fire when I was 6 years old, a fire which she started because she was quite inebriated. And so not having that information about what happened to her was daunting for me most of my life. So I want you to take this opportunity, ice cream in hand, if you need it for the moment, but I want you to take this opportunity to acknowledge this new information for you to honor over this holiday season. Do you see what I'm saying there, Doris?
Thank you. And may I just say, there was a diving boat accident last year in California where 34 perished.
Oh,
they were trapped down below, and she was one of them.
Wow.
So I wanted to just share that now that everything was so right on.
It's so beautiful. And so here's what I want to say to you about this now. Now you've got a different sense of power. You've got a sense of power. And I don't remember exactly Mark's words, but you have now a sense of power, which enables you now to step forward more powerfully, not dismiss those that have moved on, but honor them in a new way, because they are looking out for us. And when you're getting look, they don't give you messages about like, we think you should take better care of your health. They know you're eating ice cream 4 times a day. Doris, come on.
They do. But you know what? But you know what? Because it's Christmas and because Dr. Pat is a doctor, I'll agree with her prescription of all the ice cream you want tonight.
Exactly. And by the way, you're talking to an ice cream fanatic here. So whenever somebody tells somebody else to stop eating ice cream, I just want to pull my hair out. But here's my tip to you from me. You can still have a little bit of that ice cream. I don't know if you're like me. If I'm going to have it 4 times a day, I'm going to have 4 different kinds, right? You can still do it, but all I ask you to do is cut the portions in to a quarter. Can you start with that?
Well, there's these new little bunny cones that are the size of your little finger.
Oh my God. Now she's going to talk about the bunny cones.
But can I tell you something?
God.
I didn't buy any today. I'm not buying any more.
All right. So
now I did not tell you not to buy anymore.
I know you did. You might want to buy bunny cones.
I know. He told you not to buy it. I'm telling you, buy a bunny cone and only eat the leg.
Thank you, because you've really, because the thing that I've done for her is they're passing a bill right now so this doesn't happen to anyone else, and I've worked for a year on this.
That's right.
So thank you.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to say to you.
And you keep healing. You keep healing, doctor.
I will. I got to play ping pong again. Are you kidding? I got to be able to hit the little white ball. But let me tell you, Doris, this now is going to catapult you and give you strength, because when you become an advocate for something, you are getting depleted. Now, this is the time for you to renew. Got it?
Yes.
Thank you, Doris.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
After a year, thank you, both of you. Mark, bless you, and thank you so much.
Oh, God bless you.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Many blessings.
Let's keep going to the phone, but I got to find out about these bunny pops. I got to find out where I don't know that we got the bunny pops here. That sounds like a comfort food for me. All right. Kellen, who do we have next? Angie? Is it Angie?
Yes, we have Angie on the line.
Hi, Angie.
Hi.
Hi, where are you calling from?
I don't know if you guys can hear me okay.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Idaho.
Hi. Oh, Idaho. So beautiful. Welcome to the show. Mark?
Hey, Angie, what can I help you with? Hold on. I'm getting sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but there's a male energy that insists on connecting with you. Okay. And he's coming through, and I feel like my chest is going to explode, and I'm feeling pains in the right side of my chest, which is the right lung. And then over on the left side of my chest, I'm feeling my heart going into an erratic heartbeat. I'm feeling a beep, 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 brrr, beep, 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 brrr, like that. So he is projecting to me of an irregular heartbeat. And what's really strange about this is the pain in my chest is right on the sternum, yet it was affecting his heart and also his lungs. Here we go. Now I'm getting pains in my back, and I'm feeling lumps all throughout my lungs. Okay, this must have been some form of cancer, because now I'm feeling the lumps in my lymph glands, and I'm feeling them in my head. So this feels like a cancer which metastasized, but it seems that it was particularly concentrated in his chest. This is coupled now with the sensation that I want to cough, and it feels like my lungs are burning, and a burning sensation is one of my cancer indicators. Does this make any sense to you, Angie?
It might.
I'm sorry? You have to speak up, please.
I'm sorry. It might. The problem is that the person that I'm thinking of is someone who I never met.
Right.
Well, I was very young when he
right.
passed.
Remember at the beginning of the show, I indicated that sometimes the person that you want to talk to the most is not always the first one in. So let's work with this guy and see what he wants you to know. Is there look, I know we all know Josephs. That's a very, very common name, but I keep hearing Joseph. Is there a Joseph of significance to you that would make sense?
Not one that I'm immediately thinking of who had passed.
Okay, what about in this world?
But, I have an Uncle Joe, yeah.
All right, Angie, if I can I ask you to speak up and speak a little bit more clearly?
Oh.
I mean, you're coming through, but I need to hear you clearly, because in spirit communication, not only am I dealing with the spirits, but I need the resonance of your voice, okay? And I know that especially in emotional situations, people tend to, they're not necessarily concentrating on the timbre and on the clarity of their voice. Okay, let's see what this guy wants you to know. All right, he's focusing on you, and he is talking about your pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland he's zeroing in on. He said that you are having major fluctuations in serotonin, your dopamine levels, and he said that you are struggling with a lot of depression at this point in your life. And he said, tell her she's not crazy, she's just depressed. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, well, he's here to help. He said, we are all here to help, because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spirits that are concentrated. We're not going to go through each of those because we have to get to other callers. But the focus that the other side, your collective of spirits, is indicating to me that you really need to focus on the depression. And what's really good about this, you know about depression, you're very intelligent about it, and you also know that when depression is happening with you, that you're not falling apart going, what's wrong with me? You're saying, okay, I know I'm depressed. So you get kudos for that. And they keep getting back to Joseph. Now, do you have a good relationship with your Uncle Joe?
I do. I mean, I've got a close relationship with all of my mom's brothers
Okay.
and sisters.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, Angie. The
No,
reason
you're
that
good.
they're bringing
You're
up the connection with Uncle Joe is that you need to reach out to him. You need to talk to him. And it's not like you need to go to him and go, oh, I'm all depressed. They just want you to reach out to him, because your communication with him is going to be as beneficial to him as it will be to you. So there must be something going on with him right now. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I hope there's something going on with him, though. Actually, not cancer related, but.
Okay. Dr. Pat, you're the psychologist. You're one of the experts on depression. What do you think?
Can I, let me just say this to you, is that, first of all, whatever is going on with you, for me, when I hear your energy, and let me talk about the energy that I hear from you. When I hear your energy, is you are really optimistically hopeful. Is that correct?
I try to be.
Yeah, no, you totally are.
Recently,
Yeah.
But I try.
Yeah. You've got to remember that about yourself. You know, it is a special gift to be that way. And even those of us that were born optimistic, I mean, I was given an optimistic t-shirt when I was born. And even those of us that are optimistic and have been labeled as that, people don't think we have tough days, right? They think, what's the matter with you? I'm having a day. I'm having a bad hair day today in particular. But for you, tell me what you might be able to do in between now and the next 5 days that's going to be special for you.
Now in the next 5 days?
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
I don't beat around the bush. I just want to get you to, I want to get you some action here. What would you do for yourself?
I think there's better self-care. I definitely know that I'm not taking care of myself the way that I ought to.
Okay, good. All right, let's start with that.
Yeah.
Now, what would you do that would be at the top of your list that says, this is taking care of myself and pampering me? What would that be?
Oh gosh. Honestly, just remembering to eat 3 meals a day.
Say that again.
Honestly, just remembering to eat 3 meals a day. Sometimes,
Yes.
Most of the time, I forget to eat.
Okay, I'm telling you this right now. From my mouth to your ears, I want to hear you say, I am making a super holiday optimistic commitment to eat 3 meals a day for the next 7 days. I'm not telling you what to eat. I'm not even telling you how big to eat them. I'm not telling you, like, don't go eat that hot dog from New York City. I'm not saying that. But I want to hear you say that I'm going to do this.
I will. I promise.
You're from Idaho. At least have some French fries.
Yeah, but I want to hear you say it. I didn't hear you say it.
But I will make a concerted effort to remember to eat 3 meals a day.
There you go.
Okay, that's not quite it. That's not quite it. Look, I make a concerted effort not to eat ice cream 10 times a day. You heard me just talk about how well that's working for me. I need to hear you say, I am making a commitment to eat 3 times a day. I don't care if you grab a handful of almonds or chocolate. Can you say it?
I am making a commitment to eat 3 meals a day.
That's it. That's the only thing that, and I would like you to please do this. Most of us don't remember to eat. So if you keep that in your mind and you simply walk around and say, thank you, I make a commitment to eat 3 times a day. Just walk around and play it in your head. You will do it. Got it?
You know, if I can jump in, I used to, when I first got out of law school and I had to try cases, and there I was 24 years old trying cases against lawyers that were in their 50s and had all these years of experience. I used to get a Post-it note and write affirmations out and tape them to my bathroom mirror. So first thing in the morning when I went to the bathroom to brush my teeth, I would see those affirmations. So maybe you want to write that down and put it right there. So first thing in the morning, you are telling yourself you're going to eat 3 times a day.
Okay. Okay. I can do that.
All right. Thank you so much, and happy holidays to you.
Would it be okay if I ask a question?
Sure.
Of Mark, anyway. So part of the reason
You got to
why I
speak up.
called is
You got to speak
because-
up, please.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Part of the reason why I called is because we lost our son in June. He was stillborn. And I know that you have to move on to other folks, but I just wondered if you knew of ways that children who died at a very young age communicate. There's something I should be looking for.
No, well, spirits, it doesn't matter if the baby did not come to term. Spirits are immortal living beings, and the spirit pre-exists the human body, comes into the body, moves on. And people tend to think that a baby, one in utero or a very young child, is incapable of spirit communication, and nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, in both of my books, Never Letting Go, and particularly in Evidence of Eternity, I go into that in great detail about many episodes of communicating with the spirits of infants. So I would recommend that you get my books, both Never Letting Go and Evidence of Eternity, because I believe that they will help bring you comfort. Losing a child, there is no greater pain. And it doesn't matter if the child was 3 months in your womb or 57 years old. A parent losing a child is like no other pain. And, you need a break. You need that comfort, and you deserve not to suffer. And that is a lot easier said than done. And I really, really want to thank you for calling in. And Dr. Pat, I'm just in awe of every time your advice. It's so on point, and it's so practical. It isn't some, go read some book about being codependent. It's like, you should write to it. It's like, you need to do this. And that's going to help you a lot, Angie.
Yeah. Angie, when you lose someone, just the way you described, and believe me, my heart goes out to you.
Yes.
I really feel for you. There's no words that I could say, but you calling in and doing the first thing that one does on self-care is to call into a show like this. And you have no idea of how important that is. And that's why what I said to you is just make the commitment and talk to yourself about it. You will remember. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you. Happy holidays. I think we have time for another caller. Kellen, who do we have?
Yes, we have Elsa, and she is on the line.
Hi, Elsa.
Hi, Elsa.
Elsa, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dr. Pat. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Good. Hey, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Florida.
Nice.
Oh, my neck of the country.
I'm sitting here with a blanket on. Elsa, how can we help you today?
Well, I'm about to make a big move after living in Florida for 27 years. I'm moving to Texas, and it's result of COVID, loss of clients, lots of work.
Hold on, Elsa, be careful about giving me too much information. And the reason that I say that is I take it that you want to get some advice from one of your loved ones in spirit, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Actually, and also advice from Dr. Pat as well, but yes.
Well,
yes,
of course.
right.
Hey, that's what the psychic and the doc is all about. Okay. I'll convey to you what the spirits are going to say, and the Dr. Pat's going to tell you how to get off your butt and make it happen. All right. So, all right. So let's see who's coming through. Getting a male energy. Now, he has a very paternalistic way about him. That doesn't necessarily mean a father. This could be an uncle or a father figure in your life, older male. And what I'm getting about him, ow, okay, when I say ow, I'm getting this flash of light inside of my head. This could have been a stroke, could be aneurysm, but there was something that happened inside of his head, inside of his brain. I don't think that he died immediately from that, but definitely that precipitated a chain of events that led to his transition to the other side. Think about this guy, very alpha male, very meticulous, he's one of these guys that say thinks at right angles. Okay, like you don't leave a towel on the floor, you fold it and you put it away. Okay, so this guy had a very almost military sense of organization about him, and he's thrilled that you are reaching out. So, does this make sense to you?
That sounds like my grandfather, who was German and very orderly.
Okay. I'm laughing because I spent a lot of time in Germany, and all I can say, no, I won't say anything. All right. Put it this way. It's like if Disney took over the whole world. Anyway, let's see what he has to say. Oh, first off, he thinks the move to Texas is good. He said that also by doing this, you're opening up more opportunities for yourself. He said you're broadening your horizons in your employment, but he's also telling you that you have to take even more care than you have with this virus. And it's interesting because based on what he's showing me, you've been very good about the social distancing and the mask, but he said that you've been getting kind of lax. You've been getting kind of lax. And also he's saying that your mask, are you one of these people that wear it below your nose?
Oh, God, no.
Okay, because he is like, do not do that. It drives me nuts. I go out and people have it around, it's like, hello, mucous membranes, nose, mucus, virus attaches to mucous membrane. I mean, it's like, come on, people. And I think your grandfather and I probably would have gotten along that way because he's very, very systematic about this. But he said that lately you've been getting a little bit lax or maybe not quite as on guard with your COVID defense. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So what do you think your grandfather's telling you? Come on, it's not rocket science. He's telling you to be more careful. All right, come on. All right, so so the move to Texas is good. And he said that by moving there, that doesn't mean you have to cut all your ties and bonds with Florida. He said, but put it in the rear view, move forward. That's what he's telling you. Does that resonate with you?
It does, and that's what I needed to hear.
All right, Dr. Pat?
So can I ask you a simple question?
Yes.
Why? Like, what's your why?
Why move?
Yeah. So look, everybody asked me, why did you go in and get this surgery on your knee? That is ridiculous. Why did you do that? My why is I want to play competitive ping pong, and I could not do it with that knee. So that's my why. I mean, it doesn't make sense to any of my friends and family. Literally, they really want to take a look at what's going on in my brain right now. But that was my why. And it was a very powerful why. And it set my intention and goal and planning and everything in place. So what's your why?
My why is because I have been ready for the next kind of adventure in my life.
Yep.
I've been bored here in Florida for quite a while, but I still had anchors. I had friends or a great job or relationships that I didn't want to leave. And one by one, those anchors have been pulled. And now I don't have a why not.
Yes. Okay. Now, let me help you with this. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I want you now, over the next couple of days, this is one of the most spiritual times we are going to live in you're in my lifetime, right? Coming into the 21st, we already got the energy of Jupiter and Saturn right now. But coming into the next couple of days, moving into the 21st, I want you to identify not why you want to leave, but I want you to identify how much you deserve to be in a place where you are loved, where you are nurtured. I want you to flip your why about why is because I deserve a better life. I deserve to live in a place like Texas. I love Texas. I love everything. What's that part of your energy field? That's what I want you to work on.
Okay.
That's the way this will be a great shift for you, right? So we don't ever want to run away from stuff, right? Unless it's something really scary and abusive in our lives, right? Then we want to run like hell. But we want to run towards something. And the energy right now is wide open for you to do that. But I don't want you to run from this. I want you to look at this Texas. Where in Texas?
Austin.
Yeah, Austin.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I want you to look at Austin and I want you to Google it. And I want you to look at some cool pictures of it. And I want you to lean into the life you're going to create in Austin to the point where you're not going to remember Florida.
That sounds like a plan.
I'm telling you. And it's a practical one. I mean, print out some of the images from Austin, whatever that is. I want you to now start to move your energy towards, I am so excited about moving to Austin, Texas. Look at what I'm moving to. Look at what I'm going to have for myself, right?
And Austin is one of the coolest places in the country, not, temperature wise, but I mean, the music scene, it's progressive, it's happening, it's cosmopolitan, and you're going to love it. So definitely put it, like your grandfather said, put it in the rear view and just go for it.
One last thing I want to say to you.
Yes.
I want you to pick, and I really mean this, 3 things that are going to be such a treat for yourself that you are going to treat yourself to in Austin. I want you to pick them, not 300, 3. So that in your first 14 days in Austin, you are knocking them off your list as being done.
Okay.
Can you do that for me? And then can you do it for yourself? This is what we call witnessing. If you want to call back in the show at another show and read your list, we'll witness it for you and solidify it in the sacred energy that you're making this move from. You got it? I'm happy for you.
Got it.
Happy
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I love it.
You.
Now I have somebody to visit in Austin. I'm already inviting myself to her house. Are you ready for that? Thank you so much. Look, we've run out. Like the time is up. The time is up. Mark, thank you for a great show. Awesome show. My gosh. And for those of you that didn't call in, please call in next time. What's your message for today, Mark? And how do people get a hold of you? Please. Thank you so much for today.
My message for today is we have a really great show next week with world famous astrologer Kevin Casey to talk about this conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn on the winter solstice of December 21st, which is ushering in a lot of change, and it looks like positive for the new year. And to find out about me, sign up for my newsletter so you can keep up to date on coming episodes of The Psychic and the Doc and where I'm going to be. evidenceofeternity.com. And I'd like to wish everyone a very blessed holiday season. And so we don't miss anyone, let's wish them a Merry Badi, Rama, Diwali, Hana, Kwanzmas.
Yeah. And celebrate your life. Everybody, please celebrate your life. Acknowledge your losses. Remember the love that's in your heart for those that are not with you anymore. And celebrate your life and those that are. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning